Hello and welcome to Red Sports. Well, that did not take very long. It is confirmed now. Our sources tell us that it is not only likely, but it is now happening that Pakistan will take the field on the 15th of February against India in Colombo for the T20 World Cup. Shomik, give us the latest developments. Only a little while ago, you were telling us that it was one of the worst kept secrets that Pakistan will eventually go ahead and play that fixture even after hardlining their stance. But at this point, what led to this development in the last couple of days?
See, Gargi, now it is confirmed. Now we have got the confirmation from our sources. No official release from the Pakistan government or the Pakistan Cricket Board yet. It will come in due course, but we have got the confirmation from our sources that the 15th February game between India and Pakistan is on. Pakistan has changed its stance and they will play. What led to it? A few things. One is pressure on Pakistan. Pakistan. I mean, it dawned on him that selective participation would not augur well, will not augur well for Pakistan cricket. And then the letter from the Sri Lankan Cricket Board came, wherein the SLC mentioned the government and how Sri Lankan cricket helped Pakistan during bad times. And then the clincher was the letter from the Emirates Cricket Board. Mr. Mubasir, the Secretary General, Mubasir Rahmani, the Secretary General of the United of the Emirates Cricket Board, they sent a letter asking Pakistan to play because to take into account of the interest of the wider cricketing world about the associates and everything. And it is very difficult to say for Pakistan to say no to. And there is that thing. I mean, the line gets blurred in terms of the United Cricket Board's management and the UAE government. Pakistan could never go on the wrong side of the UAE government, and also after 2009 Lahore bus attack on the Sri Lankan cricketers. For a decade, Pakistan used UAE as their home away from home. Nobody came to Pakistan to play cricket. And the way the Emirates Cricket Board supported them. And after this, Pakistan had to play. And I have been mentioning this as one of the worst kept secrets. We have been discussing, I discussed this with you, I discussed this with Boria, and in the afternoon, we knew that they are going to play just because just we showed some journalistic ethics in terms of until and unless we are getting that 100% confirmation, we are not committing. Now we have that, and we now can say that the game is on.
The game is definitely on, and we knew that it would be on. It was just posturing at this point. Uh, Repeated statement again and again. No, there's a lot of difference. We did not commit to telling you that, Pakistan will go ahead and play the game till now. Now that our sources have confirmed, we are for sure telling you that the match will happen. If you want any new news, otherwise, this is the latest development. This is Bangladesh Cricket Board's letter to the ICC. They have, sort of thanked the Pakistan Cricket Board. They have thanked Mohsin Naqvi, and this is what it says. And I will read the letter here. The Bangladesh Cricket Board extends its sincere appreciation to the Pakistan Cricket Board, the ICC, and all involved for their positive roles in trying to overcome recent challenges. In particular, the BCB wishes to express its profound and heartfelt gratitude to PCB Chairman Mohsin Naqvi, his board, and the cricket fans of Pakistan. Throughout this period, the PCB has demonstrated exemplary sportsmanship and solidarity. BCB President Aminul Islam said, "We are deeply moved by Pakistan's effort to go above and beyond in supporting Bangladesh during this period. Long may our brotherhood flourish." Following my short visit to Pakistan yesterday and given the forthcoming outcomes of our discussion, I request Pakistan to play the ICC T20 World Cup game on 15th February against India for the benefit of the entire cricket ecosystem. Ashok, take it away. What are your thoughts when it comes to this, especially this letter and the flourishing brotherhood between PCB and BCB?
There's a saying that goes that fate leads the willing, but drags along the reluctant. And frankly, that's really what's happening here, which is that, you may be reluctant to play, you may be reluctant, and you may want to play selectively, but fate chooses otherwise and drags you along to the ground. And the drama of this U-turn, continues. It's quite amazing, the turn of events, especially this last letter from the BCB that you just read out. If that was the ultimate objective, to show solidarity and brotherhood, then all this drama for that to finally BCB to request Pakistan to go and play, I think one needs to read between the lines, and I think there's a lot of economics written in between the lines, which is clearly there. I think long after this drama is done and dusted, when the actual stories come out and when the actual stories are told, we will get to hear one, the business case, the economics of it, how it impacts all the smaller nations, when it comes to world cricket. It will also tell the story perhaps of how the ICC and how the other nations would have brought their weight onto this one, because ultimately this is not good for any country really in the world of cricket.
It is not. Chomik, at this point, what can we expect? Is this something that will come from the Prime Minister once again, that they have allowed the Pakistan cricket team to go ahead and play the game against India on the 15th of February, or is this something that will come from PCB and Mohsin Naqvi?
I think it will come from the prime minister, because the prime minister told his cabinet, and the not playing, the boycotting the game was put out from the official handle. It will come from the prime minister. Now, whether the prime minister would be prompted to do it from anyone higher up, that I don't know. That could well be the case, that anyone higher up, the prime minister's boss, is asking him to do it. But at the end of the day, ICC is the winner. People have been accusing ICC for of being weak, but at the end of the day, it's Pakistan Cricket Board that has backtracked. It is not the ICC that has backtracked. ICC kept the negotiations channel, back channel negotiations channel open, and it showed maturity in the sense that uh, the being the parent body, they didn't want a participating country to be left out. But Pakistan Cricket Board and this Bangladesh letter, Amirul Islam Bulbul saying, thanking Pakistan for brotherhood and for showing solidarity. The real solidarity would have been would have been a friendly advice and a wise advice. Go and play in India. Don't I mean don't stick to a stand, because your security threat is sort of a sleepy hollow. So don't stick to your stand. Go and play. That advice would have been the real brotherhood, and that would have been the real show of solidarity. Because now Pakistan are at the World Cup. At the end of the day, they would be playing against India. Everything will go fine, and Bangladesh are left out. So the loser, the real loser in the entire saga is Bangladesh, not Pakistan. Pakistan have backtracked, and they are good at doing so. But they are part of the World Cup. They even have, theoretically at least, they even have a chance to win the World Cup, theoretically at least. But Bangladesh are no longer part of the World Cup, and they are the real loser.
Someone here is asking, where is the BCB media release shown in this video? I can't find it on the BCB website. It might not necessarily be on the website, because these are releases that are distributed to the media and sent to us. So if you want to look, here it is. But Ashok, at this point, what do you think are the conditions? What happens with the conditions that were put forward by the Pakistan Cricket Board? Do you think they have been agreed upon, or was this posturing all along?
Clearly a lot of posturing. I don't think any of those or most of those conditions wouldn't have been met. Rather, I think, like we said on the earlier show, I think this is going to become a great template for an organization like the ICC coming in and mediating, and while maintaining their stance in terms of what applies and what doesn't apply. And I'm sure that later on, when we go back and look at this episode, that's one of the big takeouts that's going to be there. And the other thing clearly is going to be this precedence. We talked about precedence earlier, and the precedence that has been set by this is that next time somebody wakes up and says, "Look, I'm going to do selective participation or selective non-participation," they will think 100 times. And I think that that's the other takeout from this one, which is that the day of calling wolf wolf is finally over.
And finally, Shomik, last couple of questions on the show. Let's see what is going on here. But a same question to you, Shomik. Do you have any idea what happens to the conditions that PCB put forward?
See, Gargi, they can put forward 1,000 conditions, but the important thing is whether ICC is accepting them or not. Now, if Pakistan Cricket Board, if Mohsin Naqvi says that our conditions have been accepted by the ICC, it is not true because Imran Khwaja, he doesn't have the authority to say yes to those demands. There is a certain system. He will have to take those to before the ICC executive to the ICC board, and eventually the ICC board will take the call. And last evening, an ICC board meeting didn't happen. Today also, an ICC board meeting didn't happen. It will happen in due course. But at the end of the day, whatever Pakistan, see, they needed face savers, and they got their chunk of the face savers. They will feed their media. They will feed their media, and their media will put forward that narrative. If they are happy with that, so be it. But at the end of the day, ICC is the winner, and also cricket is the winner. And like Ashok said, ICC was never going to take it lying down because it would have set a bad precedent. Like I drew the analogy during our 12 live. Um, Going ahead, if someone from a country might say, "Look, I don't like the hair color of a certain player because that totally contravenes the Victorian culture and the Victorian ethos and Victorian ethics. So I will not play against that country." So ICC they were never going to take this lying down. Once again, I reiterate, ICC are the winners. Pakistan have got their share of the pie in the sense that Pakistan would be playing the game. They are part of the World Cup. They will get their participation fee and other revenues from the World Cup, the revenue share from the India Pakistan game, everything. But someone, the real loser in the entire episode is Bangladesh, and the real solidarity from Pakistan would have been advising them to go and play in India. That Pakistan didn't do.
Final thoughts, Ashok, before we close the show?
Mute.
I'm sorry. Just extending that thought, while Pakistan said that we are going to show solidarity, ultimately, little brother turns up and says, "Go play." Right? I mean, it's such an irony that after all this drama, the real U-turn is just go and play. And I think the messaging there is very, very clear.
On that note, we'll take your leave. Thank you so much, Ashok and Shomik, for joining. Of course, now we have it. It's confirmed. Our sources have confirmed to us that Pakistan will, after all of this drama, will go on to play against India on the 15th of February in Colombo. So I would say, get ready for the action that's coming up, but we all know that India-Pakistan is no longer a rivalry. It's more of a one-way road that we all know. We all know how it's going to end. So thank you so much, Ashok and Shomik, for joining. We'll be back with more. Have a good night.